Welcome to Zwei, the Arges adventure. This is the first race on our schedule between yours truly, TiltCaptain, and Yukinosuke. We've each had quite a bit to do with this game in the past few years. Tilt and I were heavily involved in the routing and the initial grinding down, and then
Captain's just fine.
Right. Pardon me here. I might or might not be tired. And then Yuki just came in like a whirlwind and completely clobbered this game. So you've got really a menage a trois here. And with that, I think all of us are ready to go. So let me just get to the select screen here. Time will start once we select our animals' names. So, Captain, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, and Yuki, Zumbi wa dekita ka? He says yes. Okay, let's get this show on the road then. 3, 2, 1, and go. So what we've got here is not an Ys, not a Trails, but a game from 2001, and an eventual duology that would inadvertently spell disaster for Falcom as a whole. You wouldn't really tell by this game's looks though, because it's aged about as gracefully as a fine wine. Zwei is a very strange and very experimental game, filled with a bunch of one-off mechanics that would never really resurface in any other Falcom games to date. For starters, your main method of earning experience is not defeating enemies, nor completing quests, nor any of that bog-standard JRPG fare. Instead, your only method of earning experience is by eating food. And that turns out to be a very pivotal part of how this speedrun operates. This is a balancing act between speed running and speed eating, trying to both keep our health up because we are massively underleveled for the entirety of the run, and make sure we're saving up enough food to actually have the experience to keep up. The immediate plot of this game is, well, it doesn't take itself too terribly seriously. Who you see on screen
Guy
now...
steals things and we gotta get him back.
Yep, he steals the things, and... okay, we don't have to get them back, but we want to get them back because there is a $100,000 bounty for anyone who does, and for our enterprising 14-year-old protagonists, that means a lot of clothes and a lot of food.
And the game doesn't let us complete it if we don't get them back, so...
Okay, but like, shut up, that's semantics, Captain.
Yeah. Maybe.
We're not here for technicalities in this detailed speedrun. So after a 2-minute long intro sequence, we get unleashed out into the world. And off we go. I'm going to be commentating things from my POV because it looks like you guys are a few seconds behind on my stream, and there's just not really anything I can do about that.
Yeah, that's alright. It's a bit hard to pay attention to multiple people all playing this game as well.
Immediately, we start off with $1,000, which we're going to use to buy a Power Stone for our attack, Push Mittens, which are a puzzling item, and then 4 Venture Wings and a bomb. Venture Wings, if you were here for Ys 2, they're like the wings from that game. They're a one-use teleport that you can use to go to any place you've previously visited. And then the bomb blows things up. Immediately, you're gonna notice
mittens,
oh, go ahead.
the push mittens give you stat debuffs as well.
Yeah.
So we can't actually equip them straight away.
Yeah. What you're immediately going to notice is that this HUD is extremely cluttered, and despite looking like it came out of an early 2000s MMO, there is actually some useful stuff to note here. For one, the metronome at the bottom right, which acts as your critical hit bar. If you land a hit when the bar is in the red part of the metronome, then it's a critical hit. And the red zone expands when you're moving, furthermore when you're moving diagonally. On top of moving diagonally already being the fastest method of movement in the game, this means that we have to put a lot of stock into when and how we attack. Especially considering this stage coming right up on my screen is the most difficult stage in the game. They are throwing the kitchen sink at us a grand total of 5 minutes into the run. And I should probably safety save.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that ever again.
We don't talk about that.
That did not happen. Oh boy, that was the roughest start I've had to a run in.
Oh, was it the pot room?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah, I hate the pot room.
I missed the middle pot, and then I couldn't hit it.
Yeah. Pop just kinda sucks at hitting things. Okay, goodness. Nice thing about critical hits is that they stun enemies, which I'm going to abuse heavily heading into Caiaphas 5, because these enemies will immediately murder me if they so much as lay a finger on me.
Yeah, so we come in here at level 1, and like, it's a level 5 area.
Yeah, the game expects us to be about 4 levels higher here.
But we do have one trick, which is to get a banana.
Oh no, I might... Oh my goodness, how did I live that? That room is very nasty, and I'm just thankful to have survived it. It's difficult to time critical hits on the metronome when everything's extremely chaotic. But I'm through Caiaphas 5, and it looks like Yuki is too. In fact, it looks like he had a fantastic Caiaphas 5.
Mine's been not too bad. It's just a bit sketchy because I have no food.
God, mine was atrocious.
I should be free though.
Alright.
Last room.
So the three of us, now that we've reached the first outlying town of the game, we've been given our first quest. We've got to rescue this fairy girl who's gotten herself trapped at the stake. This game is rather grim.
But luckily, the stage that it takes us to is the easiest stage in the game.
Yes, it is
level
rated
0.
It is rated level 0. We rescue the fairy without too much trouble. And it looks like Captain's made it through Caiaphas 5 too, which is it's cause for celebration. If you survive, that's a good Caiaphas 5. And the reason we call it Caiaphas 5, despite it not being the 5th stage, is just because that's what level it's rated at. Since you can do a lot of the stages out of order, it doesn't make sense to assign them chronological numbers. Right.
But thankfully, the game gets a lot less scary for us for a little while now.
Yep. Now we get to go into Pavel Gardens, which is the stage that we're actually supposed to do first. We're not supposed to go to Caiaphas Woods immediately. But we choose to
originally we did have a strategy where we went to Pavel first instead and got a banana there, but going to Caiaphas to get the banana, it works out to be like half a minute to a minute quicker, so...
Yeah, Captain did a lot of work.
That's where we gotta go.
He did a lot of work optimizing the initial route I laid down. I think the very first run I did of this game was something like 4 hours, 21 minutes. And slowly but surely, Captain whittled that down until the new world record is a 128. Not to mention Yuki's efforts too. He's been very good at finding glitches in this game that save a significant amount of time.
Yeah, up until a few weeks ago, records stood at 139-ish for a long time.
Yeah. And then Yuki just came in and got a 135. Because that's what Yuki does. That glitch you just saw is an old one. By attacking on the same frame as you slide on that ice, you can cancel your momentum and then just go somewhere else. We use that to get a smoked egg, which is a very, very good food item for this point in the game, and that gets us to level 5. Then we get a persimmon, which gets us to level 6.
I got lollipops at the pedestal, so I'm gonna be level 5 unless I eat something else, I think.
Yeah, that blows. I didn't realize that lollipops could cap you from getting level 6 like that. I thought it was practically guaranteed.
Unfortunately, no.
Alas, RNG rears its ugly head. And that's part of why luck is so important in this run. As in the luck stat. Every stat has stat levels. So, leveling up increases not necessarily your raw stats directly, but instead the level associated with them. Equipment also increases stat levels, which means every piece of equipment you get scales through the entire game. So it's a pretty clever way of keeping equipment relevant. You don't need to constantly swap out.
You're not really bogged down by a lot of equipment as well, so...
Yeah. We get stuff 20 minutes into the run and use it in endgame. Not because it's the only stuff we have, but because it's the best stuff you can get. With that, we have acquired our first magic jewel. They, among the 6 idols stolen from town, are one of a set of collectibles we need to gather to access the final dungeon. And a very damning indictment of this game's balance, water magic is the best magic. It's just straight up the best. On pretty much any enemy that doesn't resist it, we're going to be using water magic until we get light magic, which...
Light magic, yeah.
Yeah, light magic, which is super effective against most enemies in the final dungeon. It's got tons of hitboxes, it can be any speed you want, they linger everywhere, and they're incredibly useful for getting charge attacks, which are your main method of dealing damage against bosses. Like this one. This is the hardest boss in the game, and I'm about to show you why. Right, that was the hardest boss in the game. Trust me.
You've also noticed us hit switches and stuff. There's like mini puzzles, and like they're not really worth talking about when we do them, but they do exist.
Yeah, there are more intricate puzzles, but we don't go there.
Yeah.
There are randomly generated dungeons too, but we also skip those. I think we used to visit one of the extra dungeons. We didn't visit any of the random ones.
Yeah. That was one of the first things we cut.
Yeah. We cut, one of the optional dragon dungeons, which I believe actually aren't optional in the PSP version of the game for some reason. That got us the water scroll, which had a passive healing effect. Eventually, though, we just got good at the game. So
yeah.
That, among other things, has led to the very execution-heavy route you see now. There is, unfortunately, a pretty steep learning curve in this game. You do have to just get good to some extent.
Which made relearning it very, very difficult.
Same. I do apologize for the inadvertent keyboard ASMR. I haven't figured out how to get my mechanical to stop being so noisy. I will try to keep
Don't think you can with a mechanical.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that's a fool's errand. Got another food roulette coming up here, and I'm hoping it's cherries. It is not dorayaki, which I can't really do much with until I get another thing of dorayaki. Yuki is probably cringing at my pronunciation. No more inadvertent screenshots? Oh, there are plenty of inadvertent screenshots. The only reason I don't have more is because I usually put my ring accessory on F12. For those out of the loop, the hotbar down there, you can hot swap by pressing the function keys, but since F12 is the screenshot button on Steam, it means that you will take a lot of inadvertent screenshots if you use it. Whoa.
And charge attacks.
That was very strange. Yeah, you get charge attacks by getting a chain of 5 or more hits without getting hit yourself. So, understandably, that makes water magic very good, because it has all of those hitboxes, and they all linger on screen for an incredibly long time. Right in this room. Yuki does this a lot faster than I do. Let's see if I can nick it.
There's certain enemies that we're fighting here in the fire stages, which the water magic does not work.
Yeah.
So if it seems like we're doing some weird stuff here that seems not like good to do, it's just because we can't use the water magic.
Yeah, with water magic, the most you can do is just push them out of the way, or you can swap to the power stone, which is non-elemental. Yuki and I have reached the Salamander's Den. Buy some adventure wings so I can get back home, and then we have another quest from the village elder. We have to entertain their children, because there is absolutely nothing to do in the Salamander's Den. I'm going to exchange some of my food there. That's the big draw with storing up food. If you get 10 of the same type of food item, you can trade it in at the local bar and get a greater food item that gives more experience than the sum of the 10. So you can use that to great effect by saving up trash food and turning it into good food. If only it worked that way in real life. With the wind key, we can get wind magic, which is in Caiaphas Woods. 10 French fries with sugar. Yes. The most American math. This stage has the second most beloved game physics after ice, wind. And it buffets me around in what I can only assume are random directions, because it certainly feels different each time. Hugging walls gives you a speed boost, so that's why I'm sort of traipsing against them here, but sometimes that comes back to bite me in this stage because the wind can kill my momentum. Venturing here, and I want to try and get a charge attack stored up, or at least more charge attacks than I have. Because we've got a Mook Rush coming, and it's one of the most annoying ones in the game. This is bad. This is going to be very slow, because some of these enemies can go invincible whenever they want, and some of those enemies can hit me from halfway across the room, and some just have annoying amounts of health. Yuki probably gained on me there. More dorayaki. Right, we have the wind jewel now. Logic would dictate that we would go to the second boss fight now, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go a bit out of order. We're going to sell some of these.
Which is a good thing about this game, is like you can do a lot of things in sort of whatever order you want.
Yeah, the first half
You're
of the game is
restricted.
surprisingly non-linear for a Falcom offering. Anyway, I need those 5 bombs, and I need a thing of dynamite on my hotbar. Instead of going to the second boss fight, we are going to visit Clop Caverns, and by extension, the Gnome Protectorate. This stage sucks, so I'm probably going to be pretty quiet. It's very difficult to balance speed with actually staying alive here, because these enemies can really ruin my day if I let them gang up on me.
Good night, Jetto.
Night, Jetto. What I like to do is I like to let them push that mushroom over to me, because I need to put it there. Get some money there. I do need to have a certain amount of money by the time I'm done with the next 2 stages. I need to have at least 4,900. Unfortunately, I'm pretty close to getting that. I also just got a lemon there, which I don't have to worry about saving, because it heals very little HP, but gives a lot of XP. Late night Whataburger. Yeah. Heck, I'm probably gonna need something to eat myself after I'm done with this. I personally would spring for Culver's, but that might just be my Midwesternism speaking. Use the dynamite here. And in we go to Clock 10, which is a very annoying stage with a whole lot of stuff to worry about. One, these enemies here. If I don't take care of them and or stun them immediately, they can really wreak havoc. I'm well underleveled for this place, so I need to be on my toes. Fortunately, there are a lot of really good food drops sprinkled throughout here, such as those squid noodles, which give 500 XP a pop. Confuse is an annoying status effect. Reverses your controls for an indeterminate amount of time, so you can't even predict when it'll go back to normal. If we go through here so that the crab, whatever, arthropod thing doesn't give me trouble. Another thing of squid noodles. Screenshot for the boys. Got some equipment there that we're gonna sell immediately. Couple more things worth of food. Try not to die to that guy. And we are through one of the most treacherous areas of the game into the Gnome Protectorate. Sell that, buy that. The Stone Ward not only gives protection against getting petrified, but it also increases your luck, which is going to be very important later. I might give Whataburger a try, but that would require visiting Texas. And no... there is no excuse I can concoct to visit Texas. We have another quest for the village elder. This time we have to get them a thing of wine, because there's no wine in the Gnome Protectorate. And while we're at Hippolyta Hill to talk to the elder of our village about where to get wine, we find a cat stuck in the well. Ah, yeah, Austin. Austin is thankfully weird enough. Yes, good kitty. Technically, the kitty is not required, but none of us have the heart nor the brains to skip it.
It only saved like 30 seconds anyway to skip it.
Yeah, it would only save 30 seconds, and in exchange for those 30 seconds, you get a lot of safety. The cat will periodically heal you throughout your journey.
And it also picks up stuff, like...
yeah.
It probably picks up a good amount of, like, food and money that you would otherwise maybe just, like, not get.
Yeah. I just realized I haven't been safety saving. I should probably start doing that.
Oh. Oh.
Anyway, Mount St. Canopy midpoint. We're gonna get ourselves a fire jewel. And I'm going to get myself some much-needed life insurance. This game is very volatile because you have very few iframes, much like the East games, so if you get cornered, you're probably dead. Rearrange my inventory real quick here. doesn't help that this stage can be very nasty. We've got these enemies that resist water, so we have to hit them with wind instead. And they throw out a whole ton of magic, which necessitates using Pockle, or as I call him, Pop. The one advantage he has over Pipiro, who otherwise completely outclasses him in damage, is that he can absorb frontal magic shots, particularly from those enemies. So he's got a lot more defense than Yukino does. Sometimes though, like here, the best defense is a good offense. I am getting out of here. Yep. Yuki did a really good job at RTA in Japan just last week. So it's really cool to see the fruits of all of our collective labor on this. Okay. That was almost bad. Okay, thank God I'm through. Back to Kenobi Midpoint we go, where we are finally going to fight the second boss. We're doing that well out of order. Pig-looking things that can occasionally drop good food, but usually I don't bother with them. Right, wait. Switch to up. Down. Second boss. Against my need for speed, gonna go ahead and safety save. The cat blocked the door. I switched characters when I was heading into the boss arena, and the cat just sort of phased into the gate and wouldn't let me through.
It does that.
It does, unfortunately. Right, so East 8 had a dragon chicken, and we do too. This one is quite a bit more annoying. We use Pop here because he can absorb the magic shots and get more DPS. The main thing to look out for is that once the boss reaches about 1700, 1800 health, it will immediately start to run away from you, at which point you need to blow it up with charge attacks or it will heal itself. Fortunately, I managed to kill it in time, but it can be a very annoying fight if he gets that heal off. Hi, Wolf. Hi. Right. Second idol now. Those familiar with the game might know that the most annoying part of the run is coming up next. The part where we have to trek through Pavel Gardens and Clop Caverns to get the final remaining magic, the Earth Jewel. They are the most difficult stages in the game, and I am very much not looking forward to playing them, and oh, it's already in my inventory. Ladies and gentlemen, meet perhaps Yuki's greatest contribution to this route. Oh, right, I need to buy Venture Wings. That's a new glitch he discovered a couple weeks ago, where for whatever reason, if you sell something to the vendor, then buy it back on the same frame you close the shop, it will give the item back to you, and it will be the Earth Jewel. Why? I don't think we'll ever know. But that cuts out a good 6 or 7 minutes of the run, if done correctly. Because now we get to skip 2 stages, we get to skip we get to skip an entire village and its associated side quest, and we get to just keep on keeping on. Pretty much the only downside, aside from not getting as much money as usual, is that now we have to immediately go into the actual worst stage in the game, which, you know, normally I get a few minutes to, like, gird myself, but we don't get that here. The stage has a whole ton of enemies that are very, very relentless. And they can also... I think those dragon armadillo-looking things, they can two-shot me from basically anywhere on the screen, which is slightly disconcerting. And then those spiders will relentlessly chase you. Right on top of the mushroom, I can't push it. Okay. I do that stage a lot slower than Yuki does. He has that figured out better than I do, but I don't care. I don't want to lab that stage any more than I absolutely have to. I just want to survive it. Especially because this room is even worse. We are immediately trapped in here, and there are these 3 things for us. God, I almost died. And you can't use charge attacks in here because they go after the balloons instead. But I'm going to try anyway, because I'm stubborn. And of course it didn't work. Why did I think it would? Spiders are annoying because they can just jump around and ignore your hitboxes. Where's the last one? Where's the last one? There he is. Whoa, that was way too close for comfort. That turtle can ruin my day. But thankfully, we are through. And we get a ton of really good food as a reward. Now we are level 11. And that's going to make the other altar stage much easier. We don't have to bother with the other midpoint stage here going down to the village because there's just nothing we need the village for anymore. Ooh, chocolate. This stage is pretty important because it has two of our things of endgame equipment. It has Champ's shoes. Oh wait, no, the Champ's shoes were in the last stage. Still, this has the champ's guard, which is equally important because both increase your attack by 1/3. And since equipment scales in this game, that translates for every boss fight. This floor we get to ignore, pretty much only use it for money. Safety save here. And now we have a boss rush. Gotta get every last thing of food we can on the hotbar. And then just sorta pray. This is the easier of the two bosses, thankfully. Like before, I want to be Pop here for the added magic resistance. And so that I can do that. It's easier to attack on the run with Pop than it is with Pit. I have a bunch of charge attacks stored up, but I want to be very conservative with using them on this fight. They matter a lot more during the next fight. Okay, not a bad fight. That's the third idol of 4. And now I have to fight the other one. God. None of us likes this fight, and it's pretty easy to see why. Once I get my hotbar set. Can't put it off any longer. So this here is our buddy old pal, Rock Lobster. He's a lobster made of rocks, and he has a very inconsistent manipulation that depends entirely on RNG. And he's not giving me the manip, which is great. This is what I stored up charge attacks for. I want to cheapen out from range. Ooh. This is what I want. If you stand in this very specific position when he fires his projectiles, he will whiff, and whiff, and whiff, and whiff some more. He can only face a certain number of directions, so he has blind spots when he's using this attack. Oh my god, he's being an angel. Well, I hyped him up for nothing, the bastard.
Oh, don't worry, I'm about to head into him.
Ah, yeah. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're back. We do a
Excellent.
little on-the-fly analysis. Okay, he's giving me the pattern, which is good. Might have been a side effect of restreaming this for 13 hours, but I don't know.
Could be, yeah.
I'll look into the log after the thing. It crashed immediately upon starting the FMV, so I wonder if that had something to do with it. Let's see how it does here. Oh, it plays perfectly fine. Huh. Oh, that was dumb. But on the bright side, this race is a lot closer now.
It is.
Okay. So as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, we have 4 of the 6 idols back now, but not without consequence. Masky McMaskface has enacted the first phase of his Master Maskface plan, and unlocked the way to Applius Temple. Oh. I need to go pick that up from storage at some point. Back to Puck we go. Do I have anything I can trade in? I do not. Sell the helm, buy this, sell an idol, and buy the cape. We buy these items purely to boost our luck. I am going to pick up the thing from storage, and then I will be on my way to Applius Temple. Everything coming through okay? Those in the chat? Okay, perfect. So, I guess it was just a weird hiccup. Anyway. Magnet. Push mittens. Food. Applius Temple is one of my favorite stages in the game thematically. Unfortunately, it's not very fun to play. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong here.
It's fine.
Your definition of fine might be more generous than mine. We do get plenty of food items here, though, most notably smoked eggs and melons. In exchange, we have to contend with these angelic enemies that are absolutely not angelic. No, I'm not competing for Wi-Fi, everyone else is in bed. Okay, I got my first apple. Apples are what I want to save them, because by getting 10 of them, I can trade them in at the bar for a melon, which is very nice. That helps me hit my endgame level goal easy. Generally, you want to be level 15 for the boss of this area, 17 for the boss of the next, and then 21 for the final boss.
Or 20 for the final boss, if you're me, because I haven't hit 21 in years.
20 if you frankly don't care. Oh, that was really close. Because yes, it is very possible to just not give a damn about the level cap. or the level goal, and just go in there at whatever level you feel like it. I do not have any charge attacks, which kind of sucks. Let's see if I can get one here. Good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back down. Like this. And then the Scott Bunch. That gets me to level 13. I don't think I've brought attention to it yet. The soundtrack in this game is phenomenal. Lots of really good tunes from some of the last games that some of these composers worked on. This was one of Atsushi Shirakawa, or Tenmon's, last games, before he and his good friend and co-worker Makoto Shinkai would launch an independent career after leaving Falcom. This was also one of the first, and sadly one of the last games that Michael Hattori worked on. Just a lot of really good stuff all around. And then I think Hayato Sonoda also had involvement on this soundtrack. You can still hear him at the sound team to this day. Kuma, what's up? Yeah, Makoto Shinkai worked on this game. He worked under the alias Makoto Niitsu. He was in charge of the FMVs, if I recall. But he left Falcom a couple months before this game came out. They still milked his name, of course, because he was popular by then. So yeah, whenever you use Adventure Wing, you're watching a Makoto Shinkai cutscene.
I try to use my food here to keep the levels ticking over.
Yeah.
Just to make it easier as you're going through the different stages here.
Yeah, I need to get better at doing that in Ampliest. And yeah, it is kind of a revelation, Kumo. Falcom has had a lot of talent walk in and out of their doors over the decades. This sign read's gotta go fast, which tells you about all you need to know about this game's localization. Stop bouncing him up in the air, please. And I didn't even get any food, bastard. Yeah, not to mention, just their compositional talent notwithstanding, they had guys like Tetsuya Takahashi working for them before they went on to other companies and launched independent careers of their own. I think, I can't remember his exact name, I believe it was Kazunari Tomi, who would eventually found Studio Alex and pen the Lunar series. He worked for Falcom for a few years. Falcom also laid off a few workers in the early 90s who would then go on to form the company Quintet. And we all know how that turned out. Okay, I hate this room. I need to hit 8 switches. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3... 4, 5, that's 6, 7, whoa, 7, where am I? And that's 8. Okay, I am out of here!
I decided to pick up that food that was in the frog room today.
Ah, I don't think I'd bother with that, but it is definitely a good option. Okay, can you guys please die? You're making me uncomfortable. Oh yeah, speaking of Square talent, they also, they interviewed a guy in the early 90s, but turned him down. His name was Hiroki Kikuta, and he would go on to compose Secret of Mana. Yuki is probably still cringing at my pronunciation. Yep, he would found Saknoth and direct Kodelka. They would later go on to make Shadow Hearts. Right, what do I need? Snarf down to some food. I'm at level 14 now, so I should be able to hit 15. Legendary Earth Magic at work. It's totally useful for direct purposes in this run, we swear. Oh, I don't Okay. That's the champ's gloves, which boost attack. Taken care of. Only a few more rooms to go before I'm done with Appliest. That's perfectly fine. Thing of milk here. Gotta drink your milk to grow up strong. Perfect. Champ's Garbs for attack, do a safety save. He composed the original Secret of Mana, and I believe he did a few arrangements on the remake. Unless you were talking about something else and I just completely missed the conversation because I don't know how to read. So this guy here is annoying. He's got this shield that blocks magic until you break it, which happens at about a third of his health, so you have to whittle him down with pop in the meantime. And this is why I like to keep around the Power Stone, because it boosts attack, but it isn't elemental, so I get to wail on him with an attack boost without getting my attacks stuck. Okay, good. Now I get to wail on him with all the charge attacks I stored up, because those are blocked too. Okay, reasonable fight. Oh, the run at limit break. Oops. Okay. If the game could avoid freezing for this cutscene, I would be very grateful. Right. The night is down, but 2 big bosses remain. One of them, unfortunately, is the most difficult and most unpredictable boss in the game. So, the race might look a bit spread out now, but trust me, anything can still happen.
My night was very sketch, but you know,
So was
it
mine.
was got through okay, so that's alright.
It's always kind of spaghetti in the second half of the fight. 'Cause it's just
I
like,
managed to completely dodge the name drop attack.
oh yeah, it's just like, oh god,
So
the
that was
shield
pretty
is down.
sick.
How do I game? I always forget how to game whenever the shield goes down. What do I need here? I need that. I need that. I need that. That and that. And a thing of dynamite. Main thing I'm looking for in this area is lemons. Hamburgers are also nice, though I don't think I've ever gotten enough of those to trade in.
It's too hard, yeah.
Yeah. And you'd have to kill a lot of unnecessary enemies. This room is always kind of sketch. Especially because now that I have a piece of arm equipment, I have to swap between the push mittens and the champ's gloves. Oh, right, this way. For whatever reason, I still get lost in here sometimes. SC is a long run because it does not use turbo, so it's a very slow and steady run, which there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody speedruns in their own unique way. There's no burning need for everybody to conform to the same type of run.
I have no charge attacks, I do not like that.
Yeah, SC is also pretty long anyway. Yeah, Sky is much lighter on skips than 0. So it's much more like Azure in the sense that it comes almost exclusively down to just pure routing. particularly like this stage, because you have to swap between all of your magic, and that's something I can't do very well as a keyboard player. Do you still run controller, Captain?
Yep.
Yeah, you've got one of those fancy hot button things that lets you swap.
Yeah. Let's just switch between them. There's pros and cons of both, though. It's not like one's strictly better.
There's probably a hotkey for it too, but darn if I
don't know if there is actually, because like
is.
I've looked at it before and I didn't think there was.
Yeah, I don't know. This game's control scheme is unbelievably convoluted.
One great thing about the Spina is there's one basically dungeon which we basically skip.
Yep.
75% of it because that's just how it works.
Dark Magic Get. And that's the last one we need. This is the level Captain was referring to. There are 2 floors out of 3 that you can just ignore. And then the last one is a moon rush.
Yeah, which has a lot of good food in it.
Don't particularly like this. The enemies here can inflict some very undesirable status effects. And they hit harder than I think they do. They always take me by surprise. Very good food items there. That gets me to level 16, and I should be able to make up the difference with whatever else I have on hand. Through a Spina altar. And this is where speedruns go to die. Close. Okay. Level 17. Barely. And from here on out, I kinda just have to pray. Because this boss fight can go any which way you could possibly imagine. Reaper has a very obnoxious hitbox that doesn't really work. So
it's the same sort of issue as like Lobster has, where like if you're attacking it from if it's on the right side of your screen, you have a lot easier of a time of actually hitting it.
Yeah. And then Eternity.
I don't know if that's just something of like if it used to be like different resolution game or something.
And Eternity is just a terrible attack. Very, very, very strong. Ah, damn it, I got hit by the tail end of Nile. Well, I was about due for a death. I got a bit too greedy. Right. Let's try that again. And he's immediately starting out with the invincible attack. Nice.
The good thing about that attack is it does allow you to set up in a better position if you're in a really poor position.
Yeah, it does let you reposition, which is the silver lining on a very dark cloud.
It's something. Look at that. But it also does waste items, you know.
Yeah. Okay, eternally. Oh, wow. Okay, what's this? That's Nihility. Oh, God. Oh, wow. I don't believe he's dead. I don't believe it. I'm not buying that. Where's the catch? Okay. Penultimate FMV cutscene courtesy of Makoto Shinkai. Maskface has completed his ultimate goal of reviving his girlfriend. Okay, maybe not reviving, unsealing from her self-inflicted prison. This comes with the unfortunate side effect of ruining everything. And now it's up to us to fix it, because he doesn't feel like it himself. Yeah. The consequences of getting the girl are often unexplored. Yeah, I'm not sure what time of day this is. This is sort of a limbo. Alright, I don't have enough lemons, unfortunately, but I can get the idol back. And now that we have all 6 of them, we can complete the quest we originally set out for. We can return the idols to their rightful places, and we can collect our $100,000.
Reaper down.
Nice! Looks like Yuki's heading into Espina. He had a rough Acquiesced, but he can still make some pretty good time here. Unfortunately, the $100,000 was kind of a scam because he offered to pay us in prepaid debit cards, which never turns out well. But at least the girlfriend is doing alright. She still can't really walk right, because I imagine 500 years of standing up will do quite a bit of damage to your legs. But, you know, aside from that... came out relatively unscathed after sitting in a dank temple basement for centuries. Try to make lots of money, end up forced to save the world. That's basically how the plot takes itself in a nutshell. Pip and Pop did not want any part of this. And they don't want any part of the next game's plot either. They're 14, which is like... that's an eternity of difference in JRPG terms, but, like, realistically, it's not too much. Rather sordid backstory. Both their parents are dead, so they just live with each other. Anyway, we put these 6 jewels in their slots. We're only gonna take 5 back out. And that is due to a glitch Yuki discovered as well.
Which one are you leaving?
I'm leaving Earth.
Okay, yeah, we don't need a... there's no tower for that. That is a...
Yeah. I know it's probably not the morally right thing to do, but it's the practically right thing to do. Legendary Earth magic will just have to sit itself out.
Hey, at least it has a use now. It saves us 6 minutes.
It does.
It never used to have a use.
This is true. Very careful about that. Those dogs hit very hard, so I need to be careful. And those ghoul things can inflict a lot of nasty status effects. Trying to be as efficient as possible about the different drops here. 21 is a luxury, but as far as I'm concerned, 20 is a necessity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be very concerned. I'd farm enemies to get to 21. I'm 20, at least.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong at 19.
And also, you don't want the final boss taking forever.
Yeah, it's just straight up slower, too. Yeah, I don't think 21 is going to happen for me. I got just barely enough for 17 in the speed up. Alright, switch. Oh wow, that's... I never killed the dog yet, actually. Yeah, the music in here is excellent. Serpentina is a wonderful track, courtesy of the late Wataru Ishibashi.
One of two uses of dark magic we happen to learn.
Ah, yep.
The other one's far more significant, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you use it for final boss, or do you stick to something else?
Dark magic for final boss, yeah.
Ah, yeah. It's really not bad. It's more useful than we get.
Everything's better.
But you just get it so
It's just
late.
light magic's better.
Yeah, light magic's better.
Nope, another one.
Just not gonna bother with those guys. Okay, what on earth level am I? I'm 18. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna go too well. We have one thing of dynamite left. All of our runs have been some degree of scuffed tonight. But, you know, that's Zwei.
That's... Yep. Like, you can't have... it's very rare that we get a really good run.
Yeah.
Which makes it more amazing how you had those two really good runs back to back.
I don't know how that happened. I don't think I ever will know how that happened. Like, I still don't think it's real. I still deny that 128 happened last night.
Don't pick it up! Oh my god. I keep breaking the pots in the middle area. And there's the can there.
Stupid
And it's just like, don't do it. Don't do it, me. So one good thing is, like, the second half of Serpentina is generally easier.
Yeah. Once you get your levels up, it's not quite as threatening. And they don't sick any of the big dogs on you. They do have this room, which is a big shock. Smoked eggs. Good that I'm getting those finally. Smoked eggs really are one of the most important food items in the entire run. They're the key to getting level 5 early, and then they're the most useful food pound for pound that you get in the final stage.
For sure.
I salute thee, eggs. Gargoyles are annoying because they can turn invincible whenever they want to. Sounds very bad about these guys. Okay, through there. Pop and the cat just walked on air. Okay, final room.
Nice.
I've been having far too many close calls this run. Okay, 19. I can probably get to 20. I don't think I'm getting to 20. Oh, wow. I think Yuki did, Reaper first try. Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Nice, yeah.
Sorry. I misread. I thought that was the boss exit fade out to white.
Snakes, dudes. Last real kill room.
Not too well. Well, it'll have to work. This is the most scuffed endgame food hot bar ever.
That you've had?
Yeah. I think I've got... I don't have any duplicates of anything. I've got a strawberry, I've got filet mignon, I've got a sandwich, I've got curry rice, I've got squid noodles, and then I got shrimp. I got nothing.
Sounds very interesting.
Anyway, that was a funny little glitch, courtesy of Yuki. Saves us about 45 seconds. Now... The key with the first phase here is to just keep moving and hope to God they don't corner you. Although, hoping to God probably isn't very prudent, because this thing kind of is good. Extinction, thankfully, isn't anywhere near as dangerous as the Reaper's AoE. We're higher level, so it doesn't do quite as much damage. Okay, that's the first phase. Now for phase 2, where if I die, I lose like 5 or 6 minutes. Although probably not as much now that we do that skip. I left the Earth Jewel behind, but it resurfaces at just the right time. Legendary Earth magic comes in clutch. And it gives us just what we need to finish off this giant demon chicken thing.
I need to work out a better setup to get it there because I struggle to get it sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's easier with keyboard, but there's probably a more consistent setup for it. Whoa, that was too close for comfort. Okay, Vesper down.
GG's.
That was a fair bit closer than it needed to be. And then Captain's heading into Phase 2 himself.
Yeah, I had a really good Phase 1.
Yes.
Coming out with 4 bits of food after Phase 1 is pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah. Name of the game is just conserving food and trying not to get comboed, which is easier said than done.
But it's not like terrible if you have no food going into Phase 2 because there's ads which like drop random bits of food, like anything from lollipops right up to like heal potions which heal 50, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's just really strange.
But for the most part we have like a lot of magic defense items which cut down the need for healing quite a lot.
Okay, and I'm through. I think I just missed 135. 502. Still, for having a giant tech issue mid-run, I will take a 135. Probably would do me better not to pull 12-hour restream shifts in the future, though. Tense action going on here. Captain is slowly whittling down Vesper Phase 2.
Yo,
He's trolling you.
the swag hit.
Oh, nice! And that's a new PB for you, isn't it?
It will be, yeah.
Nice.
Which I'm a bit happy about because like practice has been very, very rough.
Yeah. I think
So I never actually ended up finishing a run in practice.
so. So this is your first finished run in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
You know. Talk about coming back strong.
Oh, my splits do not look strong, by the way.
Don't worry about it. Yuki's got Reaper down to last little slivers of health there.
GG.
And down goes Reaper, finally.
Yo, nice.
I think...
Good job, Ricky.
I think Yuki was... I think Yuki might be underleveled.
Oh, that's problematic, yeah.
Yeah, he had to go into that fight probably a level or two below where he wanted to be, but it's really goddamn impressive that he finished the fight at all, considering. Because you really get neutered when you're not at the level you're supposed to be.
Yeah, so the one thing I actually did practice a lot of was Reaper. Like, I did that fight 10 times last night.
Yeah.
And, like, even with that, like, I still died 3 of the 10 times. It's like, sometimes the Reaper just does a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, Reaper is just pain.
Ideally, you want him to stand still, but that's when he's doing his most dangerous abilities as well.
Yeah, so going into that fight underleveled and winning is a lot more impressive than the time suggests. Yuki's putting in really good work. So, we're pretty well ahead of schedule, and the next run is an overnight shift, so I don't see the harm in letting Yuki finish out his run. I'm gonna try and get the audio up. There we go. Now Yuki should be coming in. So everyone give him your good lucks, your bless RNGs. He's about to head into the final dungeon.
I think my run was deathless. It was just very slow at points.
Yeah, I had one death to Reaper, and then I had to pause because of the tech issues. So yeah, yeah, you were deathless. Now that I think about it. Yeah, what Kiwi said. Speedrunning is about having fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, as long as you're still having fun, it doesn't matter what time you get. Yeah, this game has a bunch of jams. It's one of my favorite Falcom soundtracks in general. It's not as upbeat, it's not as frenetic as Ys or even most Trails soundtracks, but I still really, really love it.
I've put the final boss theme on repeat plenty of times.
Yeah. Vesper is one of Tenmon's best compositions. Oh. Sorry about that, Yuki. I just got the message now. You can go ahead and finish the run to the end. You can do whatever you want in terms of save file or anything you want to do. There's no rush here, because we're well ahead of schedule. Oh, the madman. Yuki... Yuki only picks up 4 of the jewels.
Oh, well, if you don't need them, then you don't pick them up, I guess.
Yeah, he had to do Vesper, he had to do Reaper at 16.
Oh, yeah. A little bit problematic.
Yeah, so... Again, that he finished the fight at all is incredibly impressive. I honestly don't think I could do that. This being a Falcom game, the difference between a single level is just a massive gulf.
Yeah, I was about to say that, like, it doesn't seem like one level would matter a lot, but it's just, you take more damage, you do a lot less damage.
Yeah. If I recall... Okay, no. 16 and 17 is not the difference between 60 HP and 70, but still, it's... Oh, it is rough. Now that the focus is on him, though, I do want to bring attention to his combat, because he does combat faster than the both of us.
He does, yes.
When I was watching his run at RTA in Japan, he just really blew me away with how he was able to speed past everything. He's really got his controls down pat, which is no lean feat for this game.
Yeah, I've watched his early game, and there's definitely a lot of hints there about how I could improve mine.
Yeah, his early game is ridiculous. There were plenty of times in the RTA in Japan run as well when I was just watching it live, he does something, and I'm just like, oh, why don't I do that? Oh yeah, he uses dark magic for the dogs.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's great.
I use wind, like an idiot. No wonder he doesn't pick up water.
Yeah, I'd been in practice picking everything up because I could never remember if you needed everything or if there was like another cutscene or something that happens.
Yeah, my Serpentina is always unbearably slow because I'm way too conservative with it. So seeing somebody actually do Serpentina fast is kind of blowing my mind right now.
I definitely took it a bit more cautious than I would otherwise take today, but there is scary rooms, just like this one that Yuki's just done now with those enemies there. Yeah. They actually do a lot of damage, and if they get 2 swings on you, you're rerunning the area.
Yeah, he blows them up with charge attacks. Why didn't I think to do that? I just cheaped them out from afar. I think I need to use charge attacks more in general.
Same. I'm much better about it in the early game.
Yeah.
In there's certain canopy rooms which I know to use them. And
yeah, I think early game, I think I have less to keep track of, so I'm probably better about it, but then late game, my brain just gets fried, and I'm like, I don't want to keep track of more things.
These enemies here are very scary as well, because they can freeze, and
yeah.
we don't pick up the freeze immunity necklace in this route now.
Yep.
So, these are actually far more difficult to run past now. Yuki did not blow up the thing and get the can like a certain me.
Yeah, but he is going to dynamite this. So I think he's aiming for 20. And if he it gets to 20, then he should be fine for the final boss.
I don't pick up 3 dynamite for that, but I do always seem to have a bomb for the other thing to blow up.
Yeah, I always have a bomb left over. I haven't figured out how many you actually need to buy. I just buy 5 after, I buy 5 before Clop Caverns, and then I just call it a day. I know you pick up plenty more than that through the course of the run. Handling that gargoyle very deftly.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting watching all of us play because we all have our own sort of food routes, and there's a lot of little things that we all do differently.
You can just use wind for that guy. Why didn't I? I thought he was immune to all magic, so I just unequipped my magic for that.
I use Pockle.
The same way. Oh yeah, Pockle works too. Yeah, my approach is probably the dumbest out of us 3. Which is on brand for me. Yeah, he lawn mows them down here. Oh, he charges them beforehand. I can never remember where this room actually is, so it always takes me by surprise. Do you do anything fancy for the gargoyles, or do you just pray?
Nothing really. Depends on the area. Like if it's easier to run past, I just run past them.
Fair.
I think getting the food off the night guys is a far better idea.
Yeah. I should probably stop bothering with them.
There's a few things like that little puzzle room there which are like really hard to commentate during a run, where it's like you gotta use like the base magic to light up the jewel, break all the pots, and then stand on the thing. Like all little things that we've been doing throughout the run,
Yeah.
but like they're just like 5 seconds here or there.
It's
which are very
difficult
hard
to summarize everything like that because it can be so inconsistent too. There are some switches that you can light with light magic, there are some you can only light with non-elemental magic.
Yep. And sometimes buttons like need to stay hit, sometimes they don't matter. Sometimes candles need to stay lit, sometimes they don't matter.
It's kind of a mess. You should be able to get to 18 for this. Yep. Oh dear, he's got it cornered there.
Magnet.
Yeah, he'll need the magnet. Oh, I think... Yeah, he's got it.
So the controls in this game are not they're not precise. So
Yeah.
pushing things actually requires a lot of effort, and I know you and Yuki probably both use the push buttons a lot, but I tend to avoid using that for most of the run, even though it's a bit slower, because like sometimes when you're pushing, it's just you wildly overshoot where you need to put the object.
Yeah, with push mittens, when you stop pushing something, it goes on for just a little bit further because of momentum. With push mittens, it goes on further than normal because it has more momentum. So there's a bit of janky math involved.
And not to mention, the controls in this game are very, very janky overall.
Yeah,
it's very archaic, and like you're trying to shoot at one thing, but you're firing off into the distance, or you perform a charge attack, and you think, oh, this is going to hit the enemy, but then it just circles around in the air, and it's like, oh, that didn't work.
Yeah, the control scheme has big Korean MMO energy.
Oh, I like dark magic in this room.
Dark makes a lot of sense. There's just a lot of buttons that do a lot of things, and there's really no point trying to memorize them all. I say this as someone who loves the game. Yuki's last use of push mittens. Very delicious cake. He should be able to get to 20. I think he's got enough food.
Do you equip that head piece at all?
Yeah, I do. It's extra attack.
Okay.
Yeah, he should have enough.
Might level up during the fight.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Which is perfectly valid. Like,
yeah.
the first phase, it's more about getting a lot of hits than big damage.
Yeah, he'll level up after 5 food items, I believe. Fortunately, the first phase doesn't really pose much of an issue in terms of defense. His attack will be fine. It's more of a damage race.
Yep.
So he'll probably be eating a lot of his food anyway.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, you don't particularly need a lot for the final fight because you do generate it during the fight.
And there he goes with the glitch. That always cracks me up whenever I see it. Yeah, he's using Dark here too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So you can get a lot of like overlap here where like both of them are basically standing together, and so like you can probably hit them 2 or 3 times, and with a lot of the other magic it just doesn't work in the same regard as dark magic here does.
Yeah, it's really only one direction, whereas this is 4 directional regardless of where you're facing. So it's very nice for this fight specifically. This fight's going pretty decently for him so far. Okay, he's through.
So we used to have a thing about Vesper where like sometimes the fight could be over in 10 seconds.
Yep.
Because you'd be hit and then you'd be knocked into Vesper's giant slam attack, and you'd be like, well... But I don't think we've seen that for a long time, and I think with the current defenses where we're focused on like the magic defense, it's probably less likely to happen.
Yeah.
Than it used to.
And we're just better at avoiding it.
That is true.
Yuki's 2 jewels he left behind come in to save the day. For this, it's more about just trying to maximize damage, because you have a very low fire rate on rainbow magic.
Yes.
Either I'm reading the katakana wrong, or the names are slightly different in Japanese. No, Mercury Needle is the same. I might have been reading Saturn wrong. Oh yeah, that is Mars Fist. Okay. I'm wrong. So far, he's doing pretty well. That was close.
This fight is not terribly difficult. It looks a lot worse than it is, and
yeah.
I think casually it's a lot more difficult because it's just like a lot of things going everywhere.
Yeah. Casually, it's a real doozy of a fight, especially because of how the arena tilts around. But once you figure out to stay in the center, it gets a little bit less obnoxious. Oh, can he get the swag shot? Swag shot!
Nice.
Well done, Yuki! Time might not suggest it, but it is really impressive to finish a run in this game underleveled. This route is very, very tight on damage, so having things go wrong in terms of food drops and still powering through and finishing the run, that's really, really impressive. So everybody give him a round of applause. He's just about to finish up his run, and that will finish Zwei the Arges adventure. That is time.
GG's.
With that, all three pairs of peepudos, pockles, mask faces, and tiaras are back home safe and sound. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank you, Captain, and Yukinosuke for joining me tonight, running alongside me.
Yeah, it was a fun run, despite the tech issues and.
Yeah, it's not Falcom RTA without some degree of scuff.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
That's just how we roll here. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Up next, we've got the overnight shift with Manix86, running no turbo, Trails in the Sky, second chapter. So, after just a minute or so to let me get my bearings after what has been a very eventful night, we'll be over to Manix in just a few minutes. Yeah, oh no is right, Manix. You're on deck now, Bob. Have a good night, you two.
Have a good one.